guys, so today we're gonna work on leash walking. Now, when it comes to leash walking, there is so many things that we can do in our apartment or in our homes before even heading out for a walk in order for that exercise to be a lot more successful. And so today I'm gonna be using Chai here. She's a 10-month-old Samoyed, so she's a nice, bratty, sassy girl just because we're at that age where really everything else is more exciting than I am. Now, I've only done this exercise with her maybe just once, so you get to see this pretty true. She's hanging out with me for the weekend, so I figured why not make a video with her. Now, everything when it comes to a walk needs to be structured. That means that if you pick up your leash and your dog starts jumping on you and running all over the house and just kind of acting kind of crazy, that means that your dog is not ready to go for a walk just yet. I want to make sure that your dog is always at a neutral state of mind before we add any more excitement. This is going to be a good rule of thumb for basically anything. Now, if your dog is doing any of those things, try to do things like, asking them to do your basic obedience inside, walking them back and forth in your apartment, rehearsing some of the stuff that you guys are going to be doing outside so that that brain is better prepared. Now, at the beginning, you might have to warm up quite a little bit longer than, down the road. But right now, it should be where your warm-up's inside and maybe 5 or 10 minutes, depending on your dog's energy level. And then once we see our dog's energy level start to neutralize itself, cool, you're ready for phase 2, which would be going out to the hallway or your lobby or, whatever the next step is, depending on where you guys live. Now, with Chai here, we're gonna start off with that structure. So that means that before I go ahead and grab her leash, I wanna make sure that she's doing a behavior for me so that, yes, in case she tries to jump or something, I'm setting her up for success by giving her a job before I do something that might be arousing. So, hey Chai, come here girl. Good girl. Shady. Bravo. I forgot to mention, some of Chai's commands are in Yugoslavian, and so I want to make sure you just note that out in case you hear the commands sound a little bit different. Good girl, stay there. Good. Shady. Shady. Bravo, Chai. I said even putting our little equipment should be nice and relaxed. Good girl. Shady. Bravo. Bravo, Chai. Talk to her here while I do it. Good girl. Yes. Thank you for the kiss. Thank you. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Well, that is pretty easy, Chai. Thank you for being so good. Thank you for being so good. And whether I give you verbal praise or treats, Shady, that still means I want you to hold my behavior. Come here, friend. Yes. Shady. Shady. Bravo. Notice that anytime that I ask her for the same command more than twice, Shady, I change something about the way that I'm asking. I'm not getting stuck in the, hey sit, hey sit, hey sit, doing it the same way over and over again, because then your dog learns to ignore it. Good girl. Oh, Chai. Notice that I'm giving feedback for every single thing that she's doing. Either you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. Shady. Bravo, Chai. Thank you. Shady. Even desensitizing to me picking up and dropping the leash. Remember that a sit is a sit until I release you. So we're gonna get picky about that. And because this is something that we're struggling with already inside the home, it is something that we're gonna practice. Because if right now, Shady, bravo, Shady, there's that sassiness that I'm talking about. Shady, well, you got it. Hey, Shady. Come here. Now this is exactly what I want people to see. Because again, dog training, not perfect. Hey, Shady. Come here. Don't go into ghost. Shady. Bravo, good girl. So notice that I kind of kept moving her around until I got my behavior. Good girl. Yes, good job. And now we're gonna work on our sit stays and being able to hold it in here. Because if we can't do it in here where I don't have to deal with dogs, squirrels, smells, or any of that stuff, of course, she's not gonna be able to do it outside. Good girl. So this is what I mean when I say practice the stuff that you're going to be doing on your walk where it's easy first. Good girl. Now we're gonna see if we can get some walks in. So anytime that I start walking, I give some kind of direction, like, hey Chai, let's go. Yes, if she follows me, I pay her for that. Let's go. This is what oh, salute. Yes, good girl. Right now, I'm just warming up what being on a leash should be like for her. Shady? Yes, good girl. Yes. Good job. Well, being on that leash should mean dogs don't come out of my, Shady? Bravo. Dogs don't come automatically knowing how to behave on a leash. And so unfortunately, most people trying to just start tugging on the leash when their dog is pulling them. I'm waiting for the bad behavior to happen to then correct it. This way, I'm showing her, hey, if that leash is nice and slack and I'm saying let's go and you're following me, you're doing it right. Good girl. But I wanted you guys to notice how picky I am. Every single time that I tell her to sit, that means to her hold it until I, good girl, yes, until I release her. If she doesn't, that's okay. But I want to make sure that I go back to it and make sure that she actually does it. Good girl. Yes. Let's go, Chai. Yes. Let's go, Chai. Yes. Good girl. Let's go. Yes. I want you guys to notice the things that I mark every single time that I have her move with me. Chai, come. Yes. Chai. Shadi. Shadi. Bravo. Shadi. Bravo. Now, other easy things to practice is impulse control at the door. Making sure that your dog can hold that behavior as you open the door. Because if you have no impulse control in here, it's not going to happen outside. So, wait. Good girl. And guess what? We're not just going to give this one go. Good girl. You're doing awesome. Thank you. Shady. Shady. Bravo. I don't want you guys to do this in just one go. Dogs thrive on repetition. So make sure, good girl, that you guys are doing this a couple of times so that your dog gets more wins than losses. Good girl. Wait. And be patient. Good girl. Yes. Good job. Bravo. Alright. Even working on silly things like stay while I grab my jacket. Where did I put my jacket? There it is. Bravo, Chai. Good girl. Notice that I continue to talk to her as she's holding that behavior. Good girl, my Chai. Good job. Alright, so I'm going to work on her getting released to go through the door, and then I'm going to switch over to my body cam so you guys can see what we do on the way out. Wait. Bravo, Chai. Wait. Again, notice all my markers. Notice when I put a command versus when I put a marker in. Good girl. Bravo. Good girl. You're free. Wait. Bravo, Chai. Let's go. Good girl. This way. Good girl. Good. Even here. Let's go, Chai. Yes. I'm not going to wait for her to start pulling. Good girl. Yes. Before I start working on stuff with her. Good girl. Yes. Good girl. Let's go, Chai. Let's go. Yes. Good girl. Right here, notice that she gets excited by the door, so she tries to pull forward. Let's go, Chai. Yes. Let's go, Chai. Yes. I want her to learn that she only gets closer to that door if she stays by my side. Yes. Good girl. Good job, Chai. All right, Shadi. Shadi. Bravo. Wait. Wait. Good girl. Shadi. If we get stubborn, guess what? The door closes. You're one step further from getting what you want. Shadi. Bravo, Chai. Wait. Again, repetition. Shadi. And patience. Bravo. We're the holder of all things awesome for our dogs. So we want to make sure that they only get those things if they listen to us. Wait. Good girl. Let's go. So, we just walked out of my apartment, and we're going to start moving. Let's go. Good girl. Yes, if your dog stays by your side, you want to make sure that you let them know that they're doing awesome and reward that behavior. I don't expect your dog to pull the beautiful heel the entire walk, but I don't want your dog to start pulling you in all directions. Now, I'm not just going to wait for her to pull. I want to add some check-ins, like me switching directions, or asking her to sit, or doing random things. Let's go. Good job, Chai. Yes, that's my Chai. All right, Chai, come. Yes, sit. Or Shadi. Bravo. Stay. Good girl. Shadi. Good. Practice some sit stays here. Good girl. Bravo. Bravo, Chai. Shadi. Bravo. Stay. Good girl. Bravo. Stay. Yeah, Shadi. So, something good to note here, Shadi, is that, good girl, if right now there's nothing really around me, there's a guy raking leaves over there, but there's no squirrels, there's no dogs, and so if we're struggling with a sit-stay here, and most people tend to just practice their sit-stays whenever they need them to happen, you're making it too difficult for your dog. So you want to make sure that you're practicing stuff during your walk so that it's easier when you really need it. Stay. Good girl. Yes! Look at that impulse control. That's what I wanted to see my Chai. Oh, good girl. Let's go. I know I dropped a little piece. Go ahead. Something that's also very important to practice on a walk is your recall. I can't tell you how many times people drop leashes and they panic and they try to chase after their dog and then their dog gets scared and then runs away. So I'm going to let her go a little ahead of me here and then Chai, come! Yes! Yes, Chai! Yes, Chai! Good girl. Notice that I'm yesing the heck out of it. Oh, watch out, Chai. As she's running to me, it's not come. It's come. Yes. You're doing the thing. Way to go, my friend. Go through. Find it. Good. All right. And come. Yes. Shadi. Bravo. Dole. 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 And dole means down, by the way. Yes. Dole. Dole. You got it, Chai. Shadi. Shadi. Bravo. Dole. Shadi. Shadi. Oh, we got some barks. Shadi. Bravo. Dole. Bravo, Chai. Bravo. Bravo. Stay. Yes. Yes. Good girl. Let's go, Chai. Good. Here, hang on. You got tangles. That was my bad. Come on. And feel free to give your dog some breaks if they need it. Hey, I can go ahead and give you all this leash to go walk ahead of me if you want. You can go look at that weird Halloween decoration. Look at her. Good girl. Good job, Chai. Yes. Notice that she's checking in on me to be like, is this okay? What is that thing? So anytime that your dog looks at you for guidance, mark that behavior. Good girl. Yeah. Let's go. Come on, Chai. This way. Good girl. What is that really? I'm not really asking her to be by my side the whole time. You know, there's times that I give her all this leash and she's choosing to hang out by me because that's what rocks. That's what gets her goodies. She's more than welcome to go off to the side to go potty whenever she wants to. Now, obviously, if she starts dragging at the end of the leash, I will give her less freedom and we'll go back for a little walk exercise. There you go. Now she's taking some advantage to go a little bit further. Good girl! Notice that even though she went further from me, she checked in on me. That's what we want. If you see a distraction coming towards you, whether it's a person or a dog or something random, teach your dog what you want them to do. Because I built this level of responsiveness with Chai up to this point, she's more likely to want to bounce back to me in those distractions because she's like, hey, you've been paying me pretty well to listen to you. So now let these guys pass. Right there, you can see that Chai notices the pup so before she reacts. Hey, Chai, let's go. Come. Chai. Yes. Shadi. Come. Shadi. Good girl. Bravo. Bravo. Bravo, Chai. Yes. 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 Way to rock that, friend. Let's go. So I basically want to show her, oh, this way, Chai. This way, Chai. Good girl. That hanging out with me is so much more rewarding than paying attention to that dog, which is why you saw me do a quick little jackpot there. Let's go. If she was a little bit more calm around the dog, then I would have rewarded less frequently, but still just my yeses. Now you want to try to get your dog to pay attention to you. Let's go this way. Good girl. Before the distraction gets too close. Obviously some dogs' distances are a little bit further than others, and some dogs are obviously reactive, so that is a different video, which we're going to do with Hove, who's her sibling. Good job, yous! Here we're going to do a little let's go again. Let's go, Chai! Yeah! Good girl, my Chai! Little Chai tea, yes! Let's go! And notice where her focus has been most of the walk. On me! And that's what we want! Come! Yes! 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 That's it! Come on, Chase! Good girl! Alright guys, so again, this is what your walks should look like right now. Have fun with your dogs. Remember that walks are for them. It's for you guys to build a relationship. It's for you to communicate with one another. It's for you to get to know each other a lot more. So, happy training!